Okay, welcome to the Tuesday afternoon chart chat as we are going into the closing bell very shortly. Listen, there is always a moon market somewhere for our penny stock billionaires. Today, though, we're going to be talking about some of the bigger cap stocks that are starting to move. Look, I've been talking about this for quite a while. We're in the bottoming process for a lot of the stocks that peaked a year ago. So the disruptive innovators, the Cathy Wood stocks, and AMC. Again, AMC, I mean, I hate this stock, but AMC, the chart on AMC looks quite amazing. We're going to be talking about CRISPR, that's a Cathy Woods, GOEV, Herbalife, INMD, NEXCF, which is breaking out today. I mean, look, a bunch of these stocks are up like, hey, let me go to this. They're up, 15, 20%, whatever. It's not a big deal. I mean, NEXCF is just exploding today. I want to kind of zoom in on this. Let me just get rid of this little thing over here. Let me clear up this. Let me clear this up. Let's go to the NEXCF chart. I'm showing you the Canadian chart right now. The US symbol is NEXCF. Here we go. This is a daily chart. We're looking at the 1-day chart on NEXCF. And as you can see, we get a very clear breakout. We got actually two breakouts you need to keep your eye on. Number one, we're above the moving average, the 50-day moving average. That's like the number one thing I look at to see if we are in fact in an uptrend. And I always like to see the stock kind of breaking away, creating a big gap, a widening gap between the stock price, the chart, and the moving average, which is happening right now. And most importantly, we have a pattern breakout. As you see, NEXCF is breaking out of that green line, which is a, you want to call it a pennant formation, whatever, but there was a lot of resistance in that. This is on the Canadian chart in that kind of 78, 80 cent range. We touched $1 on the stock today. So NEXCF was touching $1. We're pulling back a little bit to 97 cents. But this is an amazing chart. So look, this thing is definitely in play. And how big can this get? Okay, well, take a look at this chart, right? We have a double bottom. As you can see, this is a double bottom going back to almost 2019. The last time NEXCF was in this kind of 40-cent range. That's where it kind of bottomed out over here. I think it was 35 cents. Was it 35 cents? Wow. This thing is already basically doubled in the last month. And again, that doesn't mean that's the end. I mean, a lot of times that's just the beginning. If you look at the chart, you can see what happened. Again, it's, with these Canadian charts, the Canadian regulators, they don't like me giving price projections. They get very nervous about that stuff. So I'm not going to give any price projections. All I can tell you is look where the stock has been. You know what I say about stocks going back to their old highs because it's built into their DNA. They have the potential to do that. I'm not saying it's going to go there, but we've seen it happen again and again if things align correctly. You got a double bottom. That's what the chart is. The chart, double bottom, stocks start moving up, right? And look what happened last time. It had massive moves. It went from this current price range to like from $1 to $2.50. Again, from this $1 to $10. Very quickly, these things happen. And by the way, there's really not a lot of resistance. I've talked about this on our, I think on Twitter. There's kind of an air pocket. If you look at this, there's an air pocket between here and $2. There's really not a lot of resistance. There's no real major resistance lines between here and $2. So I would not be shocked if the stock just, broke out, kept moving like a freight train. I mean, again, I'm not giving advice. I'm not saying it's going there. I'm just telling you the chart. On the chart, there's an air pocket. No resistance between here and $2. So this is looking very good. I think we've got a very nice breakout happening here. Okay, let's go into some of the other moon charts right now. The moon charts. We got AMC. AMC, look at this. Interesting. It's up $1. It's up $1 today. And again, this chart, I hate this company, but the charts don't lie. And this thing, we know how this thing likes to move. When this thing moves, it moves. I mean, it's not based on fundamentals, right? But the charts don't lie. I say it over and over again. We got a kind of an inverse head and shoulders bottom that the head of it was here, May 24th. So that looks like that was the inverse head and shoulders bottom. We're breaking out above the 50-day moving average as of about 5 days ago, right? We broke out above this 50 moving average, and good things tend to happen when this thing breaks out above. We have on AMC. There's been very few, like I would say, false signals. In other words, there's no fake outs. Usually, when it breaks out above the 50 moving average, we see at least a 7 to 10 day run. Here was one that was only a few days, but yeah, you can grab. I mean, if you're like a low life degenerate day trader, you can grab $3-4 in the stock on one of these pops, or it could turn out to be the real deal. I mean, because look at here, we broke out over here at from $12, $10. It went to 70 in like a week, right? And last time it went from $3 to $15. Good things tend to happen on AMC when it breaks out above the 50-day moving average. There was only one little fake out, which was like about 2 weeks ago. It peaked above the 50 moving average, and then it dipped back below it, broke out. So, it's playing kind of hide and go seek. But this is a very strong chart. I mean, again, nothing to do with the company. I don't know anything about the fundamentals. But this thing is definitely in play. I think AMC is, in a very strong position for a massive, massive move. Again, none of this, of course, is any type of advice. Let's take a look at another moon stock today. Another moon stock, Cathie Wood's moon stock. That's CRSP, right? So CRSP, again, are above the moving average. Very, a lot of these charts have this a lot of what I would call the disruptive innovator charts. These kind of moon stocks. They all have this kind of inverse head and shoulders. I mean, they all peaked last year, February of 21, over a year ago. And they've been bottoming out. Yeah. So again, this builds my bullish thesis for NEXCF, NEXCF. Very similar, same type of peak, same type of bottoming action. CRSP is the Cathie Wood stock, looking very strong. Let's see, where is the resistance line? Let me just draw this here. Yeah, I don't see any real resistance here. Actually, maybe let me see. I mean, this thing could really pop. There's no major resistance on CRSP. Maybe, I don't know, maybe at $100, 125. There's an air pocket here in some of these markets, and it's gonna get filled. It's gonna get exploited by the market. The market does not like a vacuum, and we have a vacuum right now in this kind of range. And who knows? I think we could see a crazy run, because nobody's expecting it. Everybody's like really depressed right now. There's been capitulation. Everybody's on vacation, whatever it is. And the market. This is when the market likes to make big moves, when people are sleeping. INMD. Here's another runner today. Nice big move, huge volume. Kind of a similar thing, a double bottom. You got a breakout above the 50 moving average. This thing looks like it could go higher. I don't like to see these gaps. Let me clear this up here. I'm not crazy about these type of gaps. I'm not really crazy about that stuff. This thing, where is the upside in this? Look, what is it? It's $27. You got a little bit of resistance, maybe in the 40 range over here. Maybe again in this kind of 70-ish range. Not a lot. I mean, this thing could easily double or triple. There's just not a lot of real resistance here. I mean, not a lot in the way of this thing moving. So, hey, let's take a look at a couple of other stocks here which have been breaking out. Paid. That's XTMIF. XTMIF is the American symbol. It's a Canadian fintech company that's expanding into the U.S. market. A couple of videos up on YouTube here. XTMIF is the symbol in the US. And this, again, we're breaking above the moving average, the 50-day moving average. So you want to keep an eye on it because that's usually a positive indicator of, a new trend, the beginning of a new trend. So CRSP, I talked about that. INMD. Let's take a look at Herbalife. This is one of these stocks that everybody was saying was a scam. It was a massive short squeeze. I mean, this has been around for so long. And what's interesting is, we're breaking above this 50-day moving average for it's been quite a while since it's been here. You kind of have this double bottom. Look at this. Look where the stock is. Let's take a look at the weekly chart. Herbalife. You know what? I mean, this is it's pretty much near major lows. I mean, the last time, what's the major low? 15. Yeah. Yeah, look at this. I mean, this is kind of, this is as low as this thing has been. Let's see what happens. The MACD line is looking pretty good here. That might be turning up, which would be a bullish indicator. The daily chart. The daily chart is, look, it's a breakout. Let's see the 4-hour. Yeah, let's see if there's a follow through. Again, with this thing is, I'm not as convinced by Herbalife as I am by like AMC. That chart, the AMC chart, looks amazing. This thing is like a little too, it's a little too of an abrupt start just for today. So let's see if there's a follow through. There's been a pretty steep decline. The angle of decline has been pretty steep. So I don't like that. I don't like to see that. I don't like to see these steep angles of decline. Whereas, AMC, it's been kind of a nice, shallow rounding out. This is kind of a normal reaction. I mean, a stock doesn't just, collapse, and then boom, like a V bottom. That's very rare. It's unusual. So I'm a little bit, hesitant about the Herbalife. AMC, we've been bottoming out for almost 7 months, really, since I would say February it started the process. So, that's kind of enough time. You're talking about 6 months roughly. That's enough time to build a bottom. And it's been very nice, shallow kind of nice curve coming out here. So this thing is looking pretty good. Let's see here. Okay, by the way, if you're brand new to the channel, make sure you click the like, subscribe button. Join the go to wallstreetreporter.com for all the news. Click the like button. What else do I need to tell you? Yeah, join our Telegram channel. It's absolutely free for the daily intraday market news. And let's take a look here. Yeah. All right. So let me just leave off on NEXCF, NEXCF, because again, this is one of our mega movers right now. Look, this chart tells you everything you need to know. Let me get you the big chart. There you go. This chart tells you everything you need to know. We're close to $1. It'll be very interesting to see what happens when NEXCF breaks above $1. Again, this is the Canadian chart. US is NEXCF. Again, once it breaks $1, not a lot of resistance between there and $2. So we could see a pretty fast run. Let's keep an eye on it over the next few weeks. Company's coming out with some great news. There's news flow. We've never been disappointed in the news flow from NEXCF. I mean, we've never been let down by the CEO of NEXCF, which is Evan Gappelberg. Again, I've said this before. I think he's one of the best guys in the microcap game. So this thing looks really strong. What else are we looking at today? What other moon stocks do we have right now? Pretty much NEXCF is the main moon stock in focus. I mean, look, it's the one company that's performing. I mean, you gotta look at it very simply. Why, the microcap sector is beaten up. Why is NEXCF up? Why is this thing moving? Very simply, because the company's performing. They're executing. Look at their news flow. I mean, these guys, are constantly moving the ball forward. It's success in in business is just like, what is it? What's that movie? Football. It's a game of inches. Yeah, you just have to keep advancing. Sometimes you're just advancing an inch at a time, a millimeter at a time, and otherwise, it's a yard. Otherwise, it's a mile. So, it's not completely linear, but these guys keep moving the ball forward. You see this in their news flow. They're moving the ball forward every week. Every week, they're making progress incrementally. And it's like, at some point, the thing just explodes, right? It just explodes because, that's how it works. That's just the reality of the world. So the chart is amazing. We got, again, the gap keeps widening between the stock and the 50-day moving average. So that is very, very bullish. Let's take a look at the weekly again. Here you go. So on the weekly chart, we need to break through $1.30. So, I take back a little bit what I said, that there's not a lot of resistance. I don't think there really is, till about $1.30. That could be a little bit, but I don't see that as a major level. I don't see it as a stronger level. So really, the more I look at this weekly chart, the more I think we're going to go, we got a chance even beyond. I think we might just break through to like this 250 range, and it could consolidate there for a while. Yeah. I mean, if this thing makes a massive move, you might see a period of consolidation for a few months, kind of maybe potentially in this kind of 250 range, $2.50 range, where it kind of builds a little shelf, a little base camp before the next ascent up the mountain, right? So you got to build a little base camp, rest up a little bit before you can, make the ascent to the ultimate peak on Mount Everest, Mount 100-bagger. But look, we're not doing a Mount Everest. We're doing Mount 100-bagger. All right, this is our goal. We need a 100-bagger stock. I'm not saying NEXCF is going to be a 100-bagger by any means. I'm not saying that, but it's been a 10x. It's been really a 15 or 20x even. That's right. That thing has been a 20-bagger. So I think we got into it a little bit later, though. We didn't get it full 20-bagger. I think we only got like a 15x, 1,500% up on that stock. Hopefully, we'll have a 100-bagger this year. So definitely, this is the type of market where you can, discover these 100-bagger stocks. A lot of stocks have been beaten up, so there's a lot of opportunities, in the market right now, and you should be looking for those opportunities. Okay, let me leave off with the AMC chart. Again, I love this AMC chart. That could be a very positive indicator for the market. Very positive indicator. Oh, this is the weekly. Yeah, the weekly also is looking good. I mean, wouldn't it be crazy? How crazy would it be if AMC went to $70? How crazy would that be? I mean, nobody's expecting that. That would be completely insane. Completely insane. It may not go to 70. It might like kind of just go to $50. I got to tell you, if you're holding AMC, I don't want to, I'm not giving any investment advice, but I mean, look, if you're holding this thing and you think it's going to go to the moon, to 1,000, whatever it is, that's never going to happen. I mean, the movie theater business is not what it was, 50 years ago. People are watching movies on the computer, nobody goes to theater. The theater thing is kind of, it's just not going to be there in as big of a way as it was before. So if this thing goes to $50, you might want to, take your money and run, because that might be the last time it'll ever see $50. So let's take a look at ARKK. Kathy Woods. How's Kathy doing today? So Kathy is kind of hanging on. Not that great. The stock had a break at above the 50 moving average, but it's been kind of hugging it. It's really kind of, to me, it feels like it's on the ropes. It really kind of feels it's on the ropes. It's not a very high conviction breakout. So the overall Kathy Woods is not super exciting right now. How about Tesla? Also, Tesla on the ropes, actually below the ropes. Tesla's, no, yeah, this is it's below the moving average. I mean, no matter how much you love this company, I got to tell you, if it's below the moving average, that means it's a sell. And Tesla is below the moving average. Potentially, this is a head and shoulders top. It's potentially a head and shoulders top. So I would be very, very careful with Tesla here. I wouldn't be buying it as where it is today. Next week, all of a sudden, if we see a crazy move above 800, above like that resistance into 825, that could be the start of a new uptrend. I don't know. Neo fading out a little bit. The Neo rally has been fading out. It's been kind of drooping a little bit. You got to keep an eye on this. Again, I don't really care about the company, but you don't want to see this thing drooping too much, because if it droops down to like this 1850 range, that means it's going to be probably going below the moving average again, which means we had a fake out. I don't know. I'm not convinced by this. What the action in Neo today is not very bullish. Okay, so here's Pinduoduo PDD, also a little bit, a little bit droopy, but it's a little different, because the overall angle over the last 2 weeks still has been more or less up. We had a little bit of a gap down 2 days, so I don't know what that means. The jury's still out. We're still above the moving average, so that is pretty good. So yeah, I would say PDD is in a good spot. Let's take a look at let's pull up Palantir, another these disruptive innovators. Okay, we're still above the moving average a little bit. Today was not a great day, but again, it's still nice, decent amount of space between where it is now and the 50 moving average. Would like to see a little more upward momentum, but this has been kind of like a weird stock. The main thing is you want to make sure it stays above this moving average. How about DraftKings, another potential moon stock? Okay, so on the daily, below the moving average, hanging on here. We're below the moving average. We're below the moving average. I've been watching it for the last week or so. It's flirting with that moving average line. That stock kind of wants to break out, and I think it will. And look, the longer it builds the base here, the bigger the breakout can be. So it might take a little while. We might be consolidating here for the next couple of weeks. Might be consolidating for a few weeks before breakout. Let's take a look at NEXCF. Speaking of breakouts, we're at 99 cents at an hour and 10 minutes before the close. 99 cents. 99. Do I hear a dollar? All right. So NEXCF is holding at 99 cents. I think we might be close. We might see a crazy run towards the closing bell in the last 15 minutes. This thing might just go crazy. A lot of people come in at the last minute. Today's news was quite interesting. You got to kind of read it very carefully, because I think they didn't really want to mention the name of the company. The whale. This is it. The whale that is that could be a significant part of their business. The whale. I think people can figure out who it is. I think they'll figure it out over the next couple of months. They can't use the name of the company in the press release, because these big companies, they don't like to see that. They like to keep they want their vendors to keep a low profile. And look, NEXCF is just a humble, lowly vendor to this behemoth. But I think they're going to be providing an important service, and that's going to serve as could be a springboard to a lot more business. That's the whole idea for this. So this is substantial in itself, but it could be, But again, hey, I'm not here to talk about fundamentals. I'm here to talk about charts. Charts don't lie. We got a breakout above the 50 moving average. Clearly, acceleration, a clear acceleration in the uptrend. I mean, do I need to blow this chart up? How much bigger can it get? You see clear acceleration, consolidation, consolidation, boom, 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 stair step, boom. That's what's going on. Consolidation, breakout, stair step, up slowly, and then boom. Hey, we might see, some substantial moves like this next couple of days, like this 15, 20% moves. I mean, we've seen it happen in the past. And, history tends to repeat in the market. That is the whole idea. That is the whole idea of chart patterns, history repeating. Look what happened last time we had this type of, stair step type of action. Stair stepping from, $2, stair step, boom, breakout. And then, went from $2 to $3, I should say, to $10. It tripled. Am I saying that NEXCF is going to triple? Absolutely not. It's not. We're not on that type of market right now. But I think we could see a really nice move here. And once it gets this momentum, once it kind of breaks out, then everybody's going to jump aboard the Gappelberg Express, to Planet 100 bagger. Huge news. Jeff, did you figure it out? Were you able to read between the lines and figure out who the whale is? I think it is some amazing news. Yeah, I don't know. I think people are kind of figuring out what's going on. Yeah. Look, I don't want to be too over promotional, as they say in Canada. You can't, the Canadian regulators, they don't like stocks going up. They like when stocks go down, it seems to be, because they don't investigate some of these fugazi type of financings going on with stocks like VSBY, which might be I don't know. There's a lot of manipulation in the Canadian markets around anytime companies do financing. So I think that the investment bankers, there's collusion. I mean, look, there is collusion between the bankers and hedge funds, basically to knock the stock down, cover it in a private placement, keep the warrants. It's a game in Canada. And the fact that the Canadian regulators have not done anything about it, they're like, I guess they're too lazy. They're busy. They think that, we're going to, I don't know. Very, 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 very silly. Yes. Okay, so let's have some hint. How about a hint? I can't say anything. I am censored. Who do you think is the whale, the moon whale, the moon whale that NEXCF is making 3D models for? Hey, you guys are going to see these popping up. So if you're like on some of these big shopping sites, I don't want to mention any names, you'll probably start to see these 3D models. And when people see that, it's going to be like, wow, that is going to be some crazy, crazy stuff can happen. And by the way, you have the AR glasses. The AR glasses from Apple that was going to be one of the big catalysts. We've been talking about that for like 2 years almost, right? It was supposed to come out, I think, first the Q1 of 21. Then it was supposed to be 22. Now they're saying it's 23. But at least they're talking about it's getting close, because apparently, look, Apple is definitely going to be doing the glasses. Everybody's talking about it. So when the AR glasses come out, that theme of AR is going to be hot, and that is going to be very bullish for NEXCF's, also their spin out, the AR map business. That's going to be the ideal thing, actually, for that maps product. I mean, wow, think about it. That thing is going to be a pure play, because look, as soon as you got the glasses, the AR glasses from Apple, you're going to be one walk around, because look, we know how Apple products are like a status symbol. It's like, you see all these idiots with the big logo T-shirts. I don't know. What is it? What is the big thing I see like in Miami? Everybody had what is it? A Balenciaga or Versace. They got to have it on their T-shirt, big letters, Same thing, Apple, people with the iPhones. Everybody had the iPhone. Right now, it's going to be the glasses, especially in like, Silicon Valley, all the early adopter places. Like I bet Austin, Bay Area, California, everybody's going to be wearing those glasses, the AR glasses, and then people are going to be looking, hey, what's the pure play in AR? And you know what it is? It's going to be NEXCF, NEXCF, and they are they are a they are also the maps business is a pure play. Yes, prime things are prime. Things are prime. Things are prime. So I will leave it at this. I don't want to make any comments or say anything here, but we'll find out. People will be able to figure it out very slowly. I think Jeff is figuring it out. So yeah, they can't use the name of the company because it's these how it is. It's just political. But anyway. Let's close out here on today's moon stocks. Okay, that's it. DraftKings, NextTech still at 99 cents. Once I get off this thing, once I leave the live stream, this thing's probably going to go to $1.02, probably. I'm not giving any advice, God forbid. I don't want to be seen as making projections of any type or anything like that. What do they call it? Yeah, I'm not saying that any of that stuff at all. Anyhow, thank you all for joining. We'll see you on the next live stream. I think we got, look, it's a kind of a quiet time right now. The summer, a lot of people are off, so hopefully we'll have some CEO interviews, some live streams later in the week. And we'll see you all on the next one. Thank you for joining. Have a wonderful